What comes to mind when you think of Southwest Florida? Beautiful beaches, golf courses maybe, upscale restaurants and shops? All of them would be correct, but there is much more. With all of the area's trendy trappings, our slice of paradise is still a little bit country. You don't have to go far to find proof. A country cover band is one of the hottest acts around. Singing to sell out crowds, they're a band in demand.
We keep them on the dance floor for one thing. That doesn't hurt. So we know that's the recipe for success with keeping people dancing and having a good time.
And it's peak season, not talking tourist or snowbird. It's the county fair, and kids are preparing to show off livestock. We'll take a look in Born and Bred.
We're going to take her to fair, and she's going to go through show. I'm going to do showmanship with her, and then we'll have auction, and then she'll go somewhere to market.
Plus, some of the area's hippest restaurants are simply delicious, with an emphasis on simple. Farmhouse Food checks out the local farm-to-table trend. We'll have those stories along with the latest in our Positively Healthy Medical series. I'm Amy Osher, and this is Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. Thanks for joining us. You gotta love live music. Being part of the crowd experience, one of the hottest acts around is a local cover band with a huge fan following. Opening for major stars or headlining their own shows. They're greeted like rock stars who've gone country. Day after day, up to 5 times a week, Ben Allen puts himself out there as the front man of the band that bears his name.
We can be in front of a crowd of 200, or we can be in front of a crowd of several thousand.
The Ben Allen Band.
Pretty remarkable for a guy who launched his singing career in a bowling alley.
I went to my first open mic night and I just did it, and my knee shook and the guitar shook, but I did it. And if I hadn't have done it, I would have never known. And I'm not somebody that wants to have regrets about not knowing.
It took guts, but like a country song, Ben kept at it, playing small gig after small gig until his first taste of success on this very stage.
I finally realized that nobody was going to push me up there. I always kind of wanted people to say, go on up there, so I could be reluctantly like, okay, and then steal the show, right? But that doesn't happen that way.
So he plays every chance he gets, picking up fans, headlining his own show, or as a lead-in for major country acts.
March the 25th, right here at the park in Bonita Springs, we'll be opening for Joe Nichols.
For someone who taught himself to play guitar 3 years ago, it's all part of the journey.
When the big dogs are on stage, I just try to stand back and learn the craft of it. There's so much that goes into it. How to conduct yourself on stage, how to relate to people.
It seems like country music stars really appreciate the fans, and it's part of that relationship, and that's why they have such loyal followings.
It's something like that, yeah. The country music is all about relating to people. You want people to feel something.
To get people to follow you around and to love you like they do, you must be doing that.
Well, we keep them on the dance floor for one thing. That doesn't hurt. So we know that's the recipe for success.
The band's playlist is current country hits. Covers got them this far, but it's not enough.
I have a couple of original songs that I love to sing when the time is right, that I wrote about my dad and myself and my son. My daddy taught me how to live my life.
Living with no regrets, he's pouring his own life into music, penning songs for an original album.
I think it was easy to write because it was about things that are near and dear to me.
That authenticity sets country apart.
For so many generations, country music has been about the story and about where those words can take you through those 3 minutes of a song.
With the right breaks, the Ben Allen Band hopes to make it big, with the same attention to fans that made them a band in demand.
It's about their night, not necessarily my night. I'm working and I'm doing the work that I love to do when I'm playing music for people.
An ode to country life, the county fair has a long tradition of providing a platform for kids to put their livestock on display. Getting there takes time and requires sacrifice.
This is Maybelle. She is about 6 months old.
A Hereford heifer, Maybelle's lived her entire life right here, born and reared by 15-year-old Bess Granholm.
I raised her since she was a calf. I've had to bottle feed her. She got 3 bottles a day, and she went to 2 and now to 1.
The green tag means she's earmarked for the county fair.
Since she's under a year, she'll go against calves.
Most Herefords are a meal ticket. As beef cattle, they're sold by the pound at market, but not Maybelle.
Now I'm going to breed her, and my parents want milk from her. So if I can milk her, they would love to have that.
Cows and pigs usually go up for auction. The trip to the fair a one-way ticket. Bess raised cows before, then said goodbye.
In the back of my mind, from the moment that we got them, they're going to leave on this day, and then they're going to go to the butcher. And you just always have to have it in your mind that this is what's going to happen.
Some children can't do the market animals just for that reason, because it's very sentimental.
It isn't always easy, but 4-H kids have been doing it for years.
We're part of the land-grant university, which is over 100 years old, and we began because of our agricultural background.
This is Trixie, and she's about 2.5 years old.
Raising and showing livestock is a daily commitment.
You're out there together in the cold or whatever, in the dark, just feeding your animals. Their responsibility has taught me everything about leadership and just how to work with animals in hard or stressful situations, because sometimes during the show they won't cooperate.
Each animal a pet project, culminating in the public showing.
It's very fun to win, and that's a part of it, but I'd say it's more of just doing it together and being there with your friends and just all enjoying this great experience together with your animals that you love and you take care of every day.
This is Ethel. She is a Yorkshire. She's 6 months old.
Carefree Ethel has no idea what fate awaits her.
We're going to take her to fair, and she's going to go through show. I'm going to do showmanship with her, and then we'll have auction, and then she'll go somewhere to market and be slaughtered.
After 4 years in 4-H, 17-year-old Genevieve treats livestock like a business, keeping meticulous records required for a sale. Bankrolled by her dad, she turns pigs into profit.
When I get my check from buyer's letters or the actual check that she gets, I will write him a check or pay him in cash, everything I owe him.
Months of hard work, it's a labor of love.
Every year the pig is different, the experience is different, it is so much fun.
And a lesson in sacrifice. Farm-to-table restaurants are a hot trend on the food scene, appealing to the health-conscious and foodies alike. We've got some pretty tasty choices. The Local in Naples is well known by locals and visitors alike. Naples' first farm-to-table restaurant specializes in locally sourced ingredients, buying from farms and ranches across Southwest Florida. In Lee County, diners can drive out to a working farm for a good breakfast or lunch. Buckingham Farm sits on a 50-acre hydroponic farm and includes the restaurant and country store. If it's authentic you want, then a visit to Rosie Tomorrow's Heritage Farm may be in order. The farm supplies a select group of local restaurants, produce, and humanely raised chickens, pigs, and cattle. It's only open to the public to shop or lunch on select days. People are always looking for natural solutions or surgery-free options to alleviate their pain. And that's what we're looking at in this edition of Positively Healthy. Pain issues are one of the most common reasons people visit their doctor. It's often orthopedic in nature, relating to joints, muscles, or tendons.
Rest, ice, and activity avoidance are staples of treating orthopedic injuries. And then we go into things like injections. Cortisone injections typically work very well as some of the new biologic medications.
Dr. Brian Hanipsiak is an orthopedic surgeon with Physicians Regional Healthcare System. He finds many patients are opting for regenerative techniques in the hope of avoiding surgery.
And to do that, we offer the latest in non-operative treatments, including stem cells and platelet-rich plasma, which are cutting-edge biologic treatments for joint pain and tendinitis.
Both treatments are biologic, using the body's own repair system to improve recovery. Plasma-rich platelets, or PRP, uses a sample of blood to deliver high-power healing.
By taking a patient's blood and spinning it down in the centrifuge, we're able to remove the red and white cells from the blood, leaving only the plasma and the platelets, which contain the growth factors and the chemicals needed to start the healing process.
Patients take comfort in knowing it's their own body at work.
They watch the blood being drawn from them. It goes right into the centrifuge. We spin it for 5 minutes and we inject it right back in.
Similarly, stem cells taken from abdominal fat or bone marrow have the ability to grow into different types of cells. They can be used to stimulate or regrow tissue.
What we do is we take stem cells and we try to drive them into either new cartilage, new bone, new tendon, or new muscle to help with orthopedic conditions.
These cutting-edge techniques don't require cutting, making them exciting alternatives for multiple conditions.
Patients who have chronic tendinitis, have arthritis and have failed other types of treatment, or who have acute injuries that need to get better quickly are probably the best candidates.
Now becoming a standard of care, biologics are a natural fit. Still to come, it's a throwback to the old general store. Now open in Naples, you may feel like you've stepped back in time. Stay with us.
Life here is amazing, and so is the joint care. At the Total Joint Center at Physicians Regional Healthcare System, we've changed the experience of joint replacement for good. With our comprehensive joint care program, most hip and knee replacement patients return home in just 2 days, because we know you want to get on with your active life. Pain-free living starts at Physicians Regional Medical Center, Collier Boulevard, and Physicians Regional Medical Center, Pine Ridge.
Hiring the right moving company is important. Best Moving and Storage is a family-owned and operated business serving Southwest Florida for over 22 years. From our free in-home estimate until the last piece of furniture is in your new place or stored in our climate-controlled warehouse, we treat you like family. Best Moving and Storage is fully licensed and insured, with all of our employees being certified drivers and packers. When it comes to protecting your treasured belongings, choose a company that's experienced and trustworthy. Call Best Moving and Storage today at 239-592-6565.
My name is Steve Unser, and cabinetry is my specialty. I have been creating custom designed cabinetry for 20 years in Southwest Florida, and now I am celebrating the grand opening of our new Naples showroom. Steve Unser Cabinetry will help you design your kitchen, bath, or home office with stunning results, offering the best quality of cabinets with a wide variety of design options and pricing to fit any budget. If your kitchen isn't becoming to you, you should be coming to us. Now 2 locations to serve you.
In this age of big box home improvement stores, there's a new player in town. It may be smaller and less well known, but it's making a name for itself by staying true to its roots. Orchard Supply Hardware is a new addition to Naples. The California-based chain is known for its homespun flavor. Founded as a co-op by a group of farmers in the 1930s, the store clings to its past, selling garden supplies, housewares, and hardware in a general store type setting. There are barrels of licorice and peanuts and a workbench where people can bring broken stuff and get it worked on for free, whether it was bought at the store or not.
They're just very helpful. They greet you when you come through the door, ask you what you were looking for, and then try to steer you in the right direction. And when you do check out, they give you an apple, which is kind of going back to how they were founded, because they were founded by farmers.
Laura Layden covered this story. You can find it at naplesnews.com by searching the archive for Orchard Supply. Our reporters are always looking for unique, authentic stories to share. Here's a peek at what's happening on the beat. Take it away.
Thanks, Amy. This week we're going to dig into the long simmering fight over the way the county spends its bed tax. Commissioners decided right now whether they want to raise it to 5%, up from 4%. And they're doing that because they want to build a sports complex here. So commissioners right now need to decide if they're going to raise the tax and then how they're going to spend this money, because there's always been a very long fight between hoteliers and commissioners over how they spend the money they're already collecting. How much should go to marketing, how much should go to beach renourishment, and now how much should go to pay for new sports facilities. So find out more about this in the Naples Daily News or on naplesnews.com.
Hi, I'm Harriet Heighthouse, arts and entertainment writer for the Naples Daily News and naplesnews.com. This week, I'm going out to Marco Island because it's one happening place. We start out samba-ing and salsa-ing to the Brazilian art exhibit at the Art League of Marco Island. The artists are actually coming, and this exhibit has won lots of awards. Then, Driving Miss Daisy opens with the Marco Players. If you've seen the movie, it's spellbinding, but there's nothing like seeing it live. Read the story about both in today's Naples Daily News and naplesnews.com.
Hi, I'm Shelby Reynolds. I'm a features reporter at the Naples Daily News, and spring cleaning is almost upon us. So I did a story with Mary Jo Zeller. She is a senior move manager, which basically means that she helps seniors to pack up their lives and move into a senior living community. So she provided some tips about what to bring and the hardest part, what not to bring. So you can find that story on Saturday at Naples Daily News or on naplesnews.com.
Later today, our hometown FGCU learns their potential path to victory in the NCAA basketball tournament. The team is back in the big dance for the third time in 7 years. Dunk City made a huge impression on their very first trip in 2013. Since then, they've been a favorite little guy among David and Goliath matchups.
Well, you have to remember, FGCU has been playing Division I basketball for 6 years, and that's 3 times in the NCAA tournament. This is kind of uncharted territory. They're making a little bit of a splash. I just wrote a story today, and I led it with a Seth Davis tweet. And Seth Davis is the CBS and Sports Illustrated college basketball guru. And he had just put above a link to a story, he had just put, "This is a team, trust me folks, that you do not want opposite you in the bracket." And that was on March the 2nd that he sent that tweet out. That was when FGCU was only looking at an ASUN semifinal. You're seeing stuff all over the place, especially after Ray John Tucker's Sports Center Top 7 Dunk Sunday that has gone viral. But everybody remembers Dunk City, and everybody is really intrigued with this group. And this group, by the way, is deeper, more athletic, and frankly better than that 2012-13 group. Although I have a lot of respect for Brett Comer, Bernard Thompson, Sherwood Brown, all those dudes, this team is even better. This is definitely a team that, depending on the draw, could be a Sweet 16 team. And once you get to the Sweet 16, you never know exactly what's going to happen there. Think back to the Florida game in the Sweet 16. FGCU was tit for tat with them till very late in the game when Florida's depth kind of wore them down. Now, it's a little bit out there to think this could be an Elite 8 type team, but it could happen. Crazier things have absolutely happened before. Or they could go into this and they could draw a team like Florida State, and if they played a really good competitive game, or if they pulled off a close upset, that would not be a terrible way to end the season. Most of these guys are back next year anyway, and next season has been circled as kind of the season. So these guys are peaking a little bit early, really.
Coming up, who rides a horse to work in Washington, D.C.? This guy, a government official arriving in style. That's ahead on Behind the Headlines.
It's Bear's 71st anniversary sale. Bear's is celebrating with half off, plus more on beautiful Bernhardt designs. Shop now and get this genuine all-leather reclining sofa and love seat, just $29.97. How about this Bernhardt queen bed or table? Your choice, only $9.97. Don't miss this classically designed Thomasville bed, just $8.99. This stylish dining table, only $6.97. Bear's 71st anniversary sale. Final days.
The area's only 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means you'll find less waiting for the care you need. And because we're full service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. Only at Physicians Regional Healthcare System.
Is your auto insurance keeping pace with your life? Ask for a AAA Triple Check Insurance Review to see if your current policy is still a good fit. An agent will assess changes in your life, like new vehicles or drivers. Make sure you've got the right coverage and all the discounts you deserve. They'll also see how a AAA membership can round out your protection on the road. Plus, provide roadside assistance, discounts, free services, and vacation extras. Ask for your AAA Triple Check today.
Who hasn't wanted to refresh their home decor without breaking the bank? The easiest way to do it is by changing up the accessories. Here's some expert tips in this week's Inspired Living.
When you do it with accessories and small pieces like pillows and rugs, those are things you can replace easily, so that it's not like a major investment. It's something that you can change as the styles change.
Your first big decision is choosing a color, something that makes you happy and gives your neutrals a boost. Coral is a key trend in Southwest Florida.
We have a coral rug. We've got the coral in the lamp, and then we can do a few pillows in different colors of coral, and that way with some other accessory pieces, and if we had some artwork. You want to start from the floor and bring your eye up. You need to be in 3 different spots with color just to make the impact, and this is how you would do it with the pillows, artwork, rug.
Another color that's red hot is pink, not candy pink or baby pink. Incorporating a vibrant rose makes for a mature, updated bedroom.
You could do a duvet and some pillows in these fabrics, and then you could do an accent wall, paint the wall the pink color, which is something that we do.
Shades of blue and green are a good fit for the coastal vibe, along with transitional contemporary design schemes.
Now we're going to work with teal. This is my favorite color. And we're going to take away the neutral pillow, and we're going to just substitute the teal and show how just a little pop of color really makes a difference. And you'll notice that this is a very nice strong teal. It's not your spa blue, which of course is still popular, and it will blend nicely with it. But here you have a much richer color.
With these designer tips, you can add a dash of fresh to your home. It was hometown pride that brought an Immokalee College student back to town, and now she may be the pride of her hometown. Local team Maria Manguia Cortez brought more than a dozen classmates back to her hometown in Collier County over spring break. The 19-year-old grew up in Immokalee and wanted to pitch in with community service instead of partying on the beach. As part of an alternative spring break program, the students traveled more than 1,500 miles from Wartburg College in Iowa to Southwest Florida. They helped out at nonprofit centers, including St. Matthew's House and Guadalupe Center, as well as meeting with farm workers and putting in sweat equity at local work sites. You can read the full story by Ashley Collins by logging on to naplesnews.com. Some jobs, especially out in the country, may require you to get around on horseback, but not in the nation's capital when you're a cabinet member. But new Interior Secretary Ryan Zink decided to pony up for his first day of work. This one is from the USA Today Network's Amanda Kababi.
Not unlike a kindergartner wearing light-up sneakers to wow the other kids on the first day of school, Ryan Zinke decided to show he's not a regular Interior Secretary, he's a cool Interior Secretary. So he rode a horse to work for his first day, escorted by the U.S. Park Police. He rode from the stables at National Mall to the Interior Department's main building, per USA Today. How very Walker, Texas Ranger of him. Can he also make onions cry and build a snowman out of rain? It's actually on brand for the role, since the Department of the Interior manages the country's natural resources and cultural heritage. And what's a more natural resource than a horse? Zinke shared several snapshots of his ride to work, writing that he was humbled by the warm welcome. And he's probably not going to need to wear a name tag, so Karen in accounting will remember his name. More than 350 federal employees showed up to say hello to the new guy, and a song was even played for him on a hand drum. Zinke even made the homepage. Ugh, suck-ups. Why not just get him a World's Best Boss mug while you're at it?
Finally, this was too good to pass up. Many horses are incredibly cute, but when they're wearing little mini coats, it's just too much to handle. Mini horses are usually between 34 and 38 inches tall. That's just pushing the length of a yardstick. It's no wonder the little guys get cold and need something to wrap up in. And that will wrap up this edition of Behind the Headlines. Hope you enjoyed our quick trip to the country. You can always rewatch or catch up on past shows by logging on to naplesnews.com. On the left-hand side under Quick Links, select Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. See you back here next week.
My daddy taught me how to live my life. He told me about wrong, everything that's right. He and Mama led me down the path. And he said, son, when you're growing up, just ask. And now my own son is growing up before my eyes. It's so hard to believe the way the years fly by. I hope